national foundations to help us out and get through the renovation projects. Otherwise, we'd be dead in the water right now. That there's no way that library could have been left open without Bob Teeter. Anyone else? I also like to thank Attorney Witt, for his being on the board. He helps us out legally when it comes to it. Not that we need that too often, but it just gives us a calming sense to sometimes, some crazy board meetings. But and I have to say that this board that we have is very, very active and dedicated to doing things. And we have Gary Wandel, who's not here tonight. He got us the school district got rid of their library, and they put in a media center. We got all the shelving. Shelving's a year old, 2 years old. Beautiful, and we're putting it up right now. We have a maintenance guy, Jonathan Walker. Don Grinaldo hired him. He's been a godsend. The guy can do electrical, paint, drywall, you name it, and he's not ashamed to do it or help out in any way. He's been the greatest hire besides our director. And not to put any of you down, but he's been band-aiding that place together, and just a super, super individual. So, I appreciate all the city has done for us over the years, but it's kind of unique. We've got a 113-year-old building that was started back in 1899. What a great history story that we have here. And what's kind of unique is we can go back and look up any of these things, the ordinances, everything that's gone along, and how this back. Could you imagine though, back in the early 1900s, we were one of the richest communities in the country. Had 5 movie theaters, and just to write Carnegie a letter, telling him, hey, we want a library, and 4 days later, 5 days later, he says, I'm going to build you a library. Great story. But again, we thank you for your time, and we hope you don't decide to cut us at all when you're doing your budget.
Budget, we were presenting the budget tonight, so nothing has
Okay.
changed
Okay.
besides how it was, how we've been doing it, how it's been going.
Okay.
Nothing has changed from that.
Well, we appreciate that, and, if we need more money, we'll come and we'll ask, but right now, we'll do with what we got, and if something changes, it always does, the budget's just a guess. We will be back, but we haven't been here in my tenure as president of the library. I've never come before city council and asked you, hey, we need additional help. We will make do, but we just can't be cut, and I hope you understand that. It's been a very, to me, a very fulfilling thing for me to be on that board. Again, I don't live in Collinsville. My address is Collinsville. Collinsville's my town. We need a library. You look at communities that don't have one, they want one. If you don't have one, it's hard to get one. And I don't think there's any more important building than that library here in this town. Maybe the post office could need mail, but, for the people to use on a day-to-day basis, it's a great place. And it's an avenue where if kids can't have a computer at home, they can come there. And if you haven't been there, I invite you to come take a look. I think most of you have been there. I'm very proud. So, thank you all for your time. Sorry I went over my 8 minutes.
We didn't expect anything less than that.
That was about a half hour.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming, I appreciate it. Okay, Chuck, you're up.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, hello. I have an update on the Connellsville, Pennsylvania contribution to the worldwide fight polio. The current total of the citizens of Connellsville have contributed now equals $658, or enough money to buy 940 doses. It doesn't count what I got tonight from the police department. I want to give a special shout out to Leah Beer, the residents of the Connellsville Towers, who have donated $105. There's only been 32 new cases of polio in the entire world this year, and it really shows that the vaccinations are working. Remember, the cost of a dose is 70 cents. On November 10th, the Los Angeles Times ran a picture from Afghanistan with this headline. It says, this could be one of the world's last polio victims. I didn't have a picture of the paper to write the shit, but that's a headline. This is huge in the world. 32 cases, and we can't stop now because we still have a lot of people to vaccinate. Do we have any questions?
Doing a good job.
Hmm?
You're doing a good job.
We're gonna, $42 more and we'll have 1,000 doses that we want.
Cool. I hope Sam has good to you this year.
So do I. Whoa!
Thanks, Chuck. I don't see our controller or our treasurer here this evening, so we do have the reports are in your packets. So we're gonna move on to the correspondence. The only one we have is the resignation letter from our treasurer, Bruce James, who is going to resign by the end of this year. It says, Mayor and City Council, it is with quite reservation that I announce my resignation as City Treasurer for the City of Collinsville due to positive major family changes in my life. I know this is the best thing to do for myself and for the City of Collinsville at this time. I enjoyed my time as your City Treasurer and all of the public service over the years to the citizens of Collinsville. It is with no doubt that I leave the office of Treasurer more efficient, productive, and accurate than when I arrived. This letter of resignation will be effective on December 31st, 2016. Let me just read this resolution to accept. Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to accept the resignation letter from Bruce James, City Treasurer, effective December 31st, 2016. I so move. Is there a second? I just want to thank Bruce. When he came in as our treasurer, Judy Keller had resigned, so he basically stepped up to the plate to help us, the city out, and take over that role. And he fit in it well, and he also decided that he wanted to continue on, ran for the city treasurer position, was elected by the city residents here, voters. Totally understand where he's coming from, and I respect his decision, and I wish him all the luck in 2017. Anyone else have any comments? City clerk, take a vote.
Councilwoman Tizan.
Yes.
Councilman Keeney.
Yes.
Councilman McIntyre.
Yes.
Councilman Carpenter.
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln.
Yes. Approve the minutes from the, Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to approve the minutes from the October 18, 2016 City Council meeting. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.